Welcome, dear Aries souls, both longtime cosmic warriors and fresh fire starters, into this sacred digital dojo I call Zodiac Talks Tarot. Whether you've been blazing through the Zodiac with me for years or just got pulled in by a spiritual nudge or maybe an uncannily accurate YouTube algorithm, I am genuinely glad you're here. And believe me, you didn't land here by accident. The cosmos has impeccable timing, especially when it involves Aries. Now let's talk about what's unfolding on May 27th, because Mercury Trine Pluto isn't just another passing cloud in your astrological weather report, it's a full-blown celestial eruption. This alignment is like the universe whispering, "Hey Aries, ready to level up?" But in true Aries fashion, it's less whisper, more megaphone. Mercury, now in Gemini, its intellectual homeland, is throwing sparks with Pluto, the deep space psychologist of the Zodiac, who's currently retrograde in Aquarius. This cosmic combo isn't just chit-chat for the spiritually curious. No, this is alchemy. The real deal. For Aries, it's like someone handed your inner warrior a flaming sword made of insight. You're not just thinking faster, you're seeing deeper. It's not surface-level clarity, it's X-ray vision for the soul. Suddenly, the patterns you've been circling for years snap into place. You're not asking, "Why is this happening to me?" You're declaring, "Oh, I see now." This transit cracks you open not to break you, but to rebuild you. And let's face it, Aries doesn't do shallow. You want the truth, even if it singes your eyebrows. This is the moment when your thoughts become weapons of clarity and your voice becomes a channel of transformation. If you've been feeling like you're one of the chosen ones, this is your official confirmation email from the universe. You are not just in the game, you are the one lighting the path for others to follow. The Year of Triumph 2025 isn't waiting for you to catch up. It's already happening, and it's inviting you to lead the charge. So take this energy seriously, but not so seriously that you forget to laugh at the divine chaos of it all. After all, spiritual growth doesn't mean becoming a robot in a robe, it means waking up, showing up, and maybe tripping a little while carrying your flaming sword of truth. And if that isn't peak Aries energy, I don't know what is. Let's get one thing straight. Aries, this week's Mercury Trine Pluto isn't here to play nice or hand you polite little lessons wrapped in motivational quotes. No, this is the cosmos showing up like a no-nonsense spiritual coach with a clipboard, a megaphone, and a cosmic truth serum that doesn't ask permission before it kicks in. The veil between surface reality and deeper knowing is thinner than ever, and guess who's holding the scalpel? That's right, you. Your intuition is operating like a psychic MRI, slicing through the BS, the illusions, and the emotional smoke screens you didn't even know were clouding your clarity. And the plot twist? Some of those lies were lovingly handcrafted by you, for you. Cute, right? But don't worry, this isn't about shame, it's about liberation. Secrets are surfacing, and yes, some of them might be your own. But knowledge is power, and power is your native language. And speaking of native language, let's talk about that mouth of yours. Communication is lit right now. Mercury in Gemini isn't just helping you talk, it's helping you teach, preach, and pierce through fog with words that land like lightning bolts. Ever dreamed of delivering a TED Talk without needing a script? Welcome to that moment. Complex ideas suddenly feel like old friends, and words that once lived in the shadows of your mind are now marching confidently into daylight. If you've been biting your tongue or dimming your truth to keep the peace, stop it. That strategy expired around 2 transits ago. Now's the time to speak, not just to be heard, but to wake people up. Your voice is carrying weight, frequency, impact. Use it. Now, let's not skip the emotional part just because Aries prefers action over introspection. Pluto's not asking you, going to feel things. Deep things. Ancient things. The kind of emotional truths that have been waiting in the basement of your soul with a flashlight and a journal, whispering, "Anytime you're ready." The good news? You're not drowning in this ocean. You're swimming through it with purpose. And what you uncover isn't going to break you, it's going to set you free. That anger? It was grief in a leather jacket. That silence? It was fear with no name. But once you face it, it shifts. And suddenly, that emotional baggage starts looking more like a sacred suitcase full of strength. So, Aries, buckle up but also lean in. This is psychological spring cleaning meets divine intervention. You're not here to avoid discomfort. You're here to turn it into fire. And as any good Buddhist would tell you, the lotus blooms from the mud. In your case, it probably blooms with a trail of sparkles and a battle cry. If you've been waking up lately with dreams so vivid they feel like deleted scenes from a cosmic documentary, you're not imagining it, your intuition is wide open, Aries, and the download speed is divine. We're talking prophetic dreams, gut feelings sharper than your morning espresso, and random bursts of clarity that hit harder than your favorite podcast's best mic drop. This isn't overthinking, it's ancient remembering. You're not losing your mind, you're syncing up with your soul's original GPS. So do yourself a favor and write it down. That dream where you were flying through a field of talking mirrors? Yeah, that means something. That weird feeling in your gut when someone smiled too much? Also not random. Your intuition is texting you. Please, for the love of your future self, don't leave it on read. Now, let's talk about what's falling apart and why that's a blessing in disguise. Old beliefs, outdated self-concepts, and the armor you outgrew back in 2020? Say goodbye. The Aries of last year was built for survival. But the Aries of the year of triumph 2025? You're built to thrive. That means shedding identities that were based on defense, not desire. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. You're being upgraded. The universe isn't testing you because it's bored, it's promoting you because you're ready. And yes, that might feel like your ego just got body slammed by a Buddhist monk with a truth bomb. But trust me, that's part of the plan. And here's the kicker, this is not a subtle mindset shift, it's a total neural reboot. We're talking new wiring, Aries. The kind of transformation where your old thought patterns pack their bags and your higher self finally moves in full time. You're not just rewriting your story. You're flipping the genre. This isn't the hero's journey anymore, it's the leader's emergence. And that's exactly what the chosen ones are here for. You're not here to blend in. You're here to blaze trails, break molds, and remind the world what fearless transformation looks like with a fire sign's grin. So breathe, surrender, and maybe laugh at the cosmic absurdity of it all. Because sometimes enlightenment arrives not with a chant, but with a full-on identity crisis and a really good pen to journal through it. Let's have a real talk, Aries. You've always been known for your boldness, your fire, and your love of saying exactly what's on your mind, sometimes before your mind even finishes the sentence. But during this Mercury Trine Pluto alignment, your voice isn't just loud, it's magical. I mean that literally. Words are spells now, and you, dear Aries, are wielding them like a sword forged in the forge of the cosmos. This isn't the time for casual venting or verbal grenades. Every syllable you speak carries weight, intention, consequence. You can light a fire to guide others or burn the whole forest down. So before you pop off in classic Aries fashion, pause, breathe, and channel your inner wisdom. Because your voice right now, it can heal, elevate, and transform. Or it can scorch the earth. Choose your spells wisely, warrior poet. And speaking of spells, let's address the elephant in the dreamscape. Reality is getting weird. Time is folding in on itself. Deja vu is stacking like cosmic pancakes. You find yourself dreaming vividly at night, then questioning whether those dream fragments are bleeding into your waking life. Spoiler, They are. You've officially arrived at the edge of the matrix, and no, it's not a glitch in your sleep cycle, it's the thinning of the cosmic veil. This is what it looks like when a fire sign starts seeing behind the curtain. Welcome to Metaphysical Boot Camp. You're not losing it. You're just seeing it all more clearly than most people can handle. Aries' intuition is getting turbocharged, and you're finally recognizing patterns that were invisible just a week ago. You're not just connecting dots, you're redrawing constellations. But here's the kicker, it's not just about you. This energy is collective. It's global. What you're tapping into isn't some personal growth bubble. You're picking up on frequencies meant to elevate the whole human narrative. Think of yourself as a spiritual antenna with a mohawk and combat boots. You're catching the signal before the rest of the world even realizes it's broadcasting. So don't keep it to yourself. Speak up. Write it out. Channel it into art, music, conversation, however your fire moves. Because you are the message now. You're not just observing the shift. You are the shift. Now let's talk timing. There's a cosmic window swinging open between May 26th and May 28th, and it's not one of those polite little windows that gives you a heads up. This is a lightning strike moment. A power portal. A metaphysical sprint where the universe is practically begging you to show up. So don't sleepwalk through it. Journal like your life depends on it. Meditate like you're tuning a satellite. Scream into the void if you have to, but be awake. This isn't just a vibe. It's your invitation to step fully into the version of yourself that your past self used to dream about. The one that doesn't just chase destiny but dances with it under a sky full of knowing stars. So light the torch, Aries. Speak with fire. See through illusions. And remember, your presence right now is not accidental, it's essential. The portal is open. The world is listening. Don't whisper. Roar. Aries, you're not just riding the wave of this Mercury-Pluto alignment, you're being handed the reins to steer it. But let's be honest, even the boldest fire sign needs a blueprint when the universe starts whispering divine secrets through cosmic megaphones. So how do you actually harness this wild, electric, soul-rewiring energy? It starts with something that might make you squirm a little: stillness. Yes, I know Aries and stillness go together about as well as fire and water, but hear me out. You need to clear the static. Turn off the notifications. Put the phone in airplane mode. Solitude is not punishment, it's the sacred silence where the divine downloads come in. You can't hear the cosmos if you're drowning in group chats and push alerts. Now once the static's cleared, journal like you're decoding sacred scrolls. Every weird dream fragment, every sentence that drops into your head mid-laundry, write it. It doesn't have to make sense yet. You're not writing a polished memoir. You're mapping the terrain of your next chapter in real time. Some of the greatest spiritual insights begin with, "This might sound crazy, but..." And let's not forget your greatest weapon right now, your voice. Whether you speak, podcast, rant, teach, or just talk to your cat, speak with power. Don't dilute your fire to keep others warm. You're not here to blend in. You're here to ignite something. Just be intentional, because your words aren't just words anymore. They're arrows, spells, blueprints for transformation. Also, and I say this with deep compassion, burn the outdated beliefs. Seriously. Light a candle. Write the old thought down and set it on fire, in a fire-safe container, please. What once protected you may now be your prison. Aries, you don't need a crutch made of outdated self-doubt. You need a sword made of truth. Decode your dreams, they're not random junk mail from the subconscious. They're encrypted messages from your soul. You're not just dreaming. You're remembering who you are beyond this version of yourself. So grab your dream journal and start decoding like a spiritual detective. And let's talk about energy quartz, emotional, mental, karmic ties that drain your fire. You know who or what needs to be released. Cut the cord. Lovingly, but firmly. Aries doesn't linger in energetic quicksand. Finally, set your intentions like a general planning a holy war, not with aggression, but with clarity, vision, and spiritual grit. You're not just here to float along the river of life. You're here to shape it. You're not just another zodiac sign in this cosmic play. You are the chosen one, called to lead with heart, conviction, and a touch of rebellion. And if you can do it with a little humor, even better. Enlightenment doesn't always wear robes, it sometimes shows up in hoodies, wielding a to-do list and a burning sense of purpose. Aries, let's cut through the fluff. This isn't some passing phase or trendy astrological moment to slap on a coffee mug and forget about by next Tuesday. No. What you're standing in right now is a threshold, a karmic crossroads where the version of you that's been quietly whispering from the back row of your consciousness is finally ready to take center stage. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle pulse in your chest. That gut feeling that there's more purpose, more power, more you. This isn't the time to ghost your higher self just because things are getting intense. This is your soul saying, we're not waiting for perfect conditions. We're doing this now. So, will you retreat, scroll past, or play small? Or will you step forward with fire in your belly, truth in your voice, and a slightly chaotic but deeply sacred spark in your eye? Because the world doesn't need a quieter Aries. The world needs you, the real, raw, fully activated, I'm here to shift timelines version of you. Welcome to the Frontlines, chosen one. The year of triumph 2025 isn't coming. It's already here, and it's got your name written all over it in blazing neon stardust. If any part of your soul just stood up and cheered or let out a slightly confused but enthusiastic war cry, then don't keep it to yourself. Share your dreams, your insights, that one weird epiphany you had while brushing your teeth. And subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot, where we read stars, speak truth, and remind Aries that you were never meant to walk this path alone.